Hey guys, it is Mike with Become the Night. Welcome back to another reaction video. Today we finally got what we've been waiting for, freaking Led Zeppelin, a Led Zeppelin. For those of you that are wondering, yes, I do like Led Zeppelin quite a bit, so I'll be interested to see, okay, yeah, spoiler alert, I do watch these at least once before I go ahead and react to them. Let's see what the kids have to say.
Yes!
This is gonna be good.
We're going to have you listen to a selection of songs from a band that many people consider to be one of the greatest bands of all time.
Okay, I can kind of agree with that statement. Led Zeppelin had an absolutely huge impact in rock history, one of the biggest impacts possibly ever. And I would say they are one of the greatest bands of all time, but there are some caveats here. If you look at a whole bunch of the first couple of albums they released, they were the greatest cover band of all time. They ripped so much fucking music from blues artists back in the day. I mean, it was pretty shameful, not gonna lie. Although, granted, they made it sound a shit ton better, so I'll give them that. But yeah, as far as influence goes and universality, I mean, they're still very relevant today. Believe it or not, they definitely are. Given all those factors, putting them in together, I mean, I could say you could put them into a top 10 list of greatest bands of all time. Not necessarily mine, but a general one.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll put that to the test.
So this is going to be...
Tyler, I don't give a fuck about your tests anymore, bro. You weren't into Avenged Sevenfold and you weren't into Iron Maiden. Sorry, bro.
I imagine them being kind of like a bit slow, because it doesn't sound...
Definitely not the greatest band of all time.
Fuck you, kid. Sorry. Now, that kid is far too much hipster for me to handle right now. I was busting my ass out in the hot Tennessee sun all day. I'm not gonna be putting up with this kid's fucking snark.
Yes! I love this band! My dad plays it in his car all the time. Thank you so much.
Damn, we gotta get that kid off the cocaine. Alright, does anyone else think it's a little inappropriate to be showing kids this song?
Yes!
Just saying.
I like the guitar. But this is actually better.
I really like the guitar, but I really love the bass in this song.
I have no idea what they said at the first bit. It sounds like I need oatmeal.
That girl, oh my goodness gracious. She's a little white girl wasted weirdo, but she can be funny from time to time.
I just like their beats.
Oh god, no, they got to him too. As I mentioned back in the Kids React to Metallica video, the whole thing with like, I like their beats, is just like, come on! Beats is not a thing in rock and roll, for the love of God. We need to educate our kids on music more, plain and simple.
Oh, yeah.
The singer.
Oh, that fuck you, kid. Fuck you, kid. Yawning during Whole Lotta Love. Oh.
It's like this high rashy voice that I really like.
For the love of God, it's raspy. Forget, I want to say it was the Iron Maiden one. She said he has a rashy voice, and it's fucking raspy. Although, I don't know. Maybe Robert Plant was really a closet homosexual this entire time and just took a giant dick down the throat. So now, he has a rashy voice.
I like the singer, the guitar. So far, so good.
Oh, honey, you ain't know nothing about that drummer, though. John Bonham is, I mean, well, according to people who don't really know what the fuck's going on, he's the secret sauce, although, I mean, for those of us who are definitely into this genre and also musicians, yeah, John Bonham's got it going on, man. He is like what we would consider in modern day terms the quintessential rock and roll drummer. He killed it. If you want to take a look at his endurance and his chops, man, definitely take a listen to Achilles' Last Stand. Holy shit. It's like a drummer's sprint. Especially if you're playing the kick without burying the beater, you're leaving it open, like holy piss.
It's usually a genre that I usually am just okay with, but this is actually good.
Yes, and that's the thing. Like I was saying before, you know, Led Zeppelin is rock, and not everyone can dig on rock, especially something that's a little dirtier like this, but they just had a way of speaking to so many people, even people who don't like the genre. I think their key to that was groove, man. They got such a good groove. Oh my goodness. That, and also the way that bass and that kick drum marry is just like, yeah. It's fucking, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to like dance.
That's the key. If it gets the ladies dancing, it will sell millions. Sorry, I always think of the Jack Black thing from School of Rock.
I think I've heard this song before.
I sense now.
Kind of feels like my parents.
My little brother loves this song.
Yeah, but you don't, because you're a fucking dolt.
I like it. It sounds like it jumped out of the 80s.
It's interesting that she says that. In a way, I think you could totally say that Led Zeppelin was ahead of their time. And if you compare a lot of other things that were going on in the 70s, I wouldn't call Led Zeppelin necessarily a 70s sound. I mean, production-wise, it definitely dates it back to that time. But if you're talking about the tone, and you're talking about a lot of the rhythm, actually, I don't feel as much 70s in there as I do in a lot of other bands. There was a lot of weird shit going on in the 70s. Way too much wah guitar. Way too much. You guys give Kirk Whammett some fucking shit. I mean, dude, the 70s got him beat by a fucking mile. But yeah, Led Zeppelin definitely stands out as a unique sound during that time period. And I mean, honestly, the most prominent sound from that time period, besides maybe Pink Floyd or can't think of who else would be during that time.
My dad's gonna hate me, but I don't know, it just kind of sounds like a bunch of voice cracks.
What does he mean by voice cracks? Like, talking about when you're going through puberty and you're like, ah! Like, by accident? Is that what he's talking about? I mean, dude, Robert Plant's voice is crazy. It's not my favorite vocalist, but it was so appropriate for what they were doing, man. And I mean, you don't get the fuck. And you don't get that in many other bands. The closest I can think of off the top of my head is like a King Diamond, but even then, he's out there. Nope, no Stairway. Alright, all jokes aside, I love the shit out of this song.
This is something I could like fall asleep to.
This song is just really boring.
Fuck you, kid. I feel like that one kid has no soul. I forget what band he was really into. It might have been No, it wasn't Red Hot Chili Peppers. That was that other skinny kid. Or maybe it was Red Hot Chili Peppers. Either way, yeah, the Red Hot Chili Peppers are great, but dude, fucking Zeppelin. You can't dig on Zeppelin. What is the matter?
Oh, that's a little more peppy. I can wake up.
It's just a sprinkling for a
lot more mellow, which
Quick side note, me and my buddy George do a mean karaoke of this song. I mean, it's not necessarily technically accurate, but it's fucking awesome. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
That one part made it rock and roll.
never mind. It's not a wedding song.
Arguably the greatest solo ever. This is actually number 1 on Rolling Stone's list of 100 top guitar solos. Also, one of the first guitar solos that I learned. If you are a guitar player out there and you are trying to learn how to play solos, you're like just trying to get into it, trying to learn scales, that is a great one to start with. And if you can try and get that feel that Jimmy Page had, that's a great place to start, honestly. It's one of the quintessential rock and roll solos ever. Ever, ever, ever. Hands down. Don't care what you say in the comment section. Fuck you, you're wrong.
Okay, now it's turning into a rock.
What is this face? What is that face? Dear Lord, what the fuck does she listen to? Maybe one day she'll grow up and not listen to shit music. Dear Lord. Song speaks to the soul. Do you have no soul?
I like the instruments in the back. It's like something.
He gets it. The instruments in the back. The fucking music. Not a beat. Fucking music. This kid gets it. Gonna give him a reward high five and a little rock on.
I just don't like real instruments in music.
That's his problem. He doesn't like music that's created by humans in meat space here. I don't like real instruments in music. You are the problem, man. You are the problem. Educate this kid. We need to educate him.
I don't like real music, according to my dad.
Hey, your dad is smart.
Hey, mama said the way you move gonna make you groove.
I'm not sweating right now.
That wasn't directed towards you, dear. I mean, you in about like 12 years, maybe.
My God, my dad loves this song and I love this song.
It sounds the same from the others.
Yeah, you know what? There's some truth there. I do really like Led Zeppelin a lot, but you know, every once in a while you're kind of like, man, this shit all kind of starts to blend together. Now, like the second half of their discography, they start to branch out and do some crazier, weirder shit, which is really cool. Yeah, like the first couple albums all kind of had a very similar sound. Not that I'm complaining, but you know, just pointing things out. I have no idea what he says there. I just think it's just like, I'm shocked that they showed them this song.
This part makes me think of like techno.
I've never heard this song.
I can see that.
I like this melody so far, actually. I don't really like this one that much so far.
I actually do like this song, and it's outside of the stuff that I would normally like. I don't know, it's kind of a feel-good groove, just like a fuck it to the world and let's just go on an adventure and just not care about things. I kind of need more of that in my life. But I can definitely see why, if you compare that song to a lot of what else is in their catalog, it's much different and could be unappealing.
Sounds like they were playing this in a barn.
Drums and like guitar sounds kind of like the Beatles.
That's interesting. I guess if you're talking about later Beatles catalog, I could definitely see that. I didn't even think about that before. For a kid who listens to totally bullshit music, that was a good observation.
The other ones were like more like entertaining and want to make you dance. This one didn't really make me
Yeah,
dance.
it's not a dance song.
You know, danceable, something you can go like this too. So I feel
Of course
like
she
it's
was
kind of
into
like
it.
a time.
I know when it came out. It came out in the 90s. When the
God bless this kid. Part of me wants, I mean, he's definitely not Squire material. Part of me wants to give him something. I don't know. We need to come up with a title for this kid. This kid's got some spirit for sure. Maybe mascot. He'll be the honorary mascot. Cashmere is fucking awesome.
I literally just heard this on the radio.
It's one of my
That's like
favorite
rock and
Zeppelin
roll,
songs.
And also groovy a little.
Oh, it's so groovy, dear. And that little freaking half step moving up on the guitar is like, yes, build that tension. Give me that tension. This is intense. This is heavy. This is real. This is the most important thing that has ever happened in your mundane life. It's good shit.
I like the beat.
That's actually an appropriate use of the word beat. This song has a very on the quarter note, strictly very staccato, not staccato, very accented on the downbeat. Very much so. And it gives you that feeling of gravity. It gives you a feeling of almost trudging forward, because this is about his trip to fucking, where was it? This is about his trip to Kashmir, I think, right? I'm pretty sure, right?
Is he speaking Spanish?
I can say that.
I do like it.
Oh my God! We found one! We found one. We broke through the impenetrable defenses of the pop music bullshit. We did it. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. Man's accomplishments: discovering fire, putting a man on the moon, getting this crazy girl to finally appreciate a rock song.
This one's a little. I kind of like the instruments a lot more than the other ones.
Yes, definitely. Yo, go ahead. Talk some shit.
I'm happy this is over.
Fuck you, kid. Oh, man. Just to ruin his birthday, I'm going to just like send him messages of nothing but the weirdest of Steve Vai songs, just to piss him off a bit.
Like rock, danceable feel.
It was just amazing.
So Led Zeppelin.
I know he's a boy, but somehow at the same time he's a fangirl.
They are like the second place. Actually third. Beatles, then 21 Pilots.
Oh my God. Beatles, 21 Pilots, and Zeppelin. Okay. That made this video worth it enough, honestly.
Yes, they are. Because it's a really nice band. The melody's really good.
I would.
What? Where did this come from? Fine, bros. Did you purposely edit her to be down on this more than she actually was? Come on. Be real with me. She was talking some shit throughout this. I mean, not the entire time, but she was talking some shit. And she came back and was like, yeah, I can see why this is got fucking good shit. What? I don't know. Maybe she's just maybe she was trolling me. She got me triggered. Shit. Did I just realize that she is the internet's best music troll ever? She might be my new favorite. Fuck.
Finally, do you think that Led Zeppelin is something that you and your friends would listen to, or do you like more recent music better?
All right, I'm not gonna go with their opinions. I'm gonna stop the video here. I give you mine. So here's the thing. A lot of people in the generation after Led Zeppelin, we're talking like 90s onward, they didn't start listening to Led Zeppelin usually when they were smaller children. I mean, they probably picked up on it a little bit because their parents would listen to it, but I mean, obviously you try to get away from what your parents listen to. From most people that I've known in my life, they get into Led Zeppelin in their preteens and their teens, and they start discovering it, and they're like, oh my gosh, where has this been the entire 10 years of my life? Led Zeppelin has a very natural, rebellious spirit to them. Obviously lyrically, but even just musically. You can feel the rebellion there. You can feel the dirtiness, the grittiness, you know? But yeah, Led Zeppelin is music for the youth. Absolutely. And as you get older, you still love the music, but it's because it takes you back to that time. Damn good rock band. Honestly, one of the best that there ever was, even though they stole a bunch of fucking music. So those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you'd like to help me make better videos, you can go to the link in the description, pledge some money to me every month on Patreon, because even a snob needs to be patronized every once in a while. If you don't want to do a rolling pledge, you can help me out a little bit by going to my merch store, also a link in the description. And you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Become the Night. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on!